The Green Hat Gardening. Today we are trimming the apple tree, and I'll be honest, I don't exactly know, even after watching a lot of videos, exactly what I should be doing here. And I know that I need to take a lot of these leaders up and reduce the overall canopy of this thing by about 25%. And possibly remove some of these lower branches too. Possibly these that are going to end up kind of interfering with the blueberry bushes that are actually surviving. And then we got this one that was damaged quite a bit from the cicadas last year. And I think we'll take some of these little things down, something like that. The branch structure kind of looks open. It doesn't look that bad. And you can see the damage here on the bark. You don't want a heavy fruit or weight load on something like that. So we'll just do the best we can. And we'll go from there. Really don't know what the best camera angle is for this. We'll try this. See how it goes. Behind on so much of my garden this year. Where do you even start when you leave some buds are wet? I feel like you gotta I don't know what to do. Maybe I just bring it back down to this height. Kind of wrong, you know? Something like that. I actually don't mind this over the greenhouse. So, kind of one of those has got to go. So it's on this side here. Allowed these grow. I think like I did. But I don't want 30-foot apple trees. You also kind of want good airflow in here. You're not wanting a lot of. So I want to take some of these branches that are kind of going crazy like this off. I may actually have to use a different lopper for that one. Crossing limbs like that. And I'm probably leaving too much on, but I don't know, I feel like I'm making progress here somehow. Getting some of this. Maybe limbs are so damaged from the potatoes. 25% would be more battleground standing, I think. I'm probably leaving more on it than I should. Something like this. Probably stop. Do some air flow here. Take that off. Disconnect this swing like that. Wanting to flush out. Just reach in here and do this side. Something like that. Probably absolutely atrocious technique. And you can tell me that in the comments if you want. Come at the other side now. We'll come in here. Look at these branches. That's a weird branch. Alright, so look out of nowhere. They almost call these sucker branches. I need my big little lopper for this. What these shears can do. I'm gonna break them. It's hard to get through the woods. Cleaning up to do with these twigs. Like that, you got something like that that's coming from probably from this guy. Coming back. And I'll leave that for now. Although it's gonna end up shading out my strawberries a bit much here. I kinda need these limbs up and away, up and off. But instead, we'll just trim them a little bit. I don't feel like I trimmed this heavy over here. And it needs it. The little limbs I'll leave. This is crossing. Can't cross. I don't want cross limbs. Cut here. Here, I may end up removing this limb at a later date. Junction to cut right there. Oof. That didn't get cut off. Well, that one may be healthy enough for us to cut right here. Take that off. And use this. You want to create little bunches. Okay. So you can see I've taken a piece off the top there for sure, and I've trimmed, I don't know if it's 25% back, but it's definitely trimmed back some, and I've tried to get some of the little crossing limbs out of here. This limb here probably needs to leave, but I'm going to wait and see all the damage on that branch. I'll see if that actually lives this year. Something like this I need to clean up, but I need bigger pruners or a small saw to take care of that. The inside of that looks fairly clean to me, at least to my eyes. It probably could be a little thinner, something like, you can see this limb here. This limb probably needs taking out, so it's not crossing the other things, so it's just kind of layered. I think this limb is probably dead back to there. Oh yeah, that one was certainly dead. And we'll cut this guy back. I may eventually trim and take this branch off completely. I've got to get these suckers out, you can see down here. That gets us one tree at least. Now for this one, I'm going to go ahead and trim this rose back, I think, too. Or I can brush this over here, trying to cut over and over this rose thing. Try to work them over and make trellis out of them. And this comes coming out into the path, so I really need to chop this back a bit here. I just want to keep this back to, you know what, maybe I'll keep, I don't know. That's growing up and out, although it's got some dead there. So let me cut this back to here. That's a good little growth point right there, I think. This is coming over a bit. I kind of want to train these little This is coming over, so we'll cut him here. Cut that coming up. I'll cut that off. So far over into the garden. Cut that off. Cut that here. We'll train it more this way. What we're trying to do is train it. Suckers in here that you gotta get rid of. Cropping them, things that are not going to be beneficial to your apples. This one being so heavily damaged from the potatoes, I don't really want to take a tremendous off the top of these. But I am going to cut it down basically to somewhere I can reach. I'm not feeling like you should. I'm just kind of making haphazard cuts. I know what I'm doing. That's gardening in general for me. See, this one coming up here, it initially looked like a good little branch, but it's making a weird little cross thing. And you need that airflow in here, so everything's all about airflow. To go around the other side for the rest of this. Old main trunk there is pretty badly damaged. I may actually take this whole leader out right here. Yeah, there's bad damage on it. That honestly is probably good enough for now. That's definitely much lower. I've about got that one down to where this one was. And I'll come over and pick that limb up if I can find it and show you that big leader that I cut off. See all this damage from the cicadas, and it was trying to regrow, but the damage was all the way up, and that would have been hard to have held, you know, fruit on, I think. Even though this had a good leader here coming up to the top, all this damage here, I think it was a safer bet to cut back down to where I was. Much cleaner bark, and I can use that as kind of my new way forward. And I still have these big suckers down here to take out. I need the loppers for that. Okay, so these are my 2 apple trees, or the 2 that I'm going to trim. The other 2, or not other 2, the other one, the Granny Smith, I'm not going to trim right now. I need to see if it's actually even going to survive. And then, you know, this really probably needs thinned out more than what I have, but we will see what happens with it this year. And they had just begun the fruit last year, and I got to get some spray and begin spraying so that we have our fruit this year. And so I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and keep digging and keep growing. Stay dry.